Hello. Does anyone know what a charter school is? If so, raise your hand. Oh, there's a couple of you. That's good. Okay. So a charter school is a free public education school that are not district schools. And what they do is you can have different curriculums other than a district school like STEM or art or music. And they're not a school that's through your zip code where you live. So you could go over there to across the whole town and go to one. So my name is Haley. I was a teacher for 4 years in an elementary school in special education. One of those years, someone got a hold of all the parents' email addresses from a new charter school opening up down the street. They opened up. They said, come down to this charter school. We're right down the street. Don't go to your other school. And a lot of parents bought into that. So the school population went down. We still don't know to this day who gave all these email addresses to the charter school. But so it's still a mystery, but we don't know how they got into the system. So I'm thinking we don't really know, but so it's very interesting how this all happened. But now the student population went down, okay? And they went and they had 2 art teachers and 2 music teachers, and with different curriculums that could service the whole school, all the grades. You had your time in extra music, extra art, and your time in music and in art. So music, art, extra art. So now that the student population has decreased, they took away the second positions for the art and music. So now extra art and extra music is gone. They got transferred or they quit or let go because there just wasn't enough there weren't enough students. So what they did, now the first teacher of music and art have to see the whole school. It is very stressful and inconvenient and not stable for students to all of a sudden have this switch. I mean, luckily it was the start of a new school year, so it wasn't in the middle of one, but it's more stress on the first teacher to see the whole school and have all that curriculum. And now, when students are used to seeing 2 different teachers, it can be a little unnerving for them. So, charter schools, I will be telling you about the disadvantages of charter schools today. But first, let me tell you about the legislation. HB 1285 in Florida, which is House Bill 1285 in Florida, is where they have the law of micro schools. Now, micro schools are schools that don't have to be in a regular school building with the laws in the school building, okay? So they can go to a church, a museum, places a business that can loan them the building, okay? And for the week during school hours, and they're able to meet there. Now, this is not fair compared to district schools that have to follow the rules, and they have to be in certain buildings and have permits. When these micro schools can just go anywhere that they are able to go. I don't understand, why it is allowed, but I think it's just so hard to get a permit that they just kept fighting for it so they're able to meet somewhere for these children. Okay, so going on to disadvantages, money. The funding is taken from district schools and going to charter schools. This does not help low-income schools. They need so much of that to function that they are getting their money taken away. How can we help them and for them to grow as a school if we take away their money. It is not good to do that, okay? Participation of the parents in student fundraising is another issue. And many charter schools, it is required for parents to volunteer and for children to participate and to fundraise. So when they are fundraising, if you have no one to fundraise to and the parents don't have time, then that is an issue. The school days are longer, okay? Longer, and the school year is longer. So if the school day is longer, do these children have time to do their homework at night after being at school an extra long time? Okay, also, teachers are leaving. They are not happy. The standards for a teacher is not the same at a charter school than it is at a district school, and they are not liking it. So where does it leave the students? The students have to learn from someone, right? And then you bring in substitutes, and we don't know what the qualifications are. It's a little bit different, but they need to learn from someone. So finding teachers is very, very hard these days to find teachers. Segregation. Now, most of these charter schools have one race, mostly in their school. And how is that a good example to the children if there's only one race, 1 to 2 races, ethnic groups in the school? We are teaching equality among everyone, and we want to see all different ethnic groups and interact with all different ethnic groups. It's not good for them to be isolating themselves when they go to a charter school. So, going back to my first story as a teacher aide, that charter school opened up. One of the students in our program went and was accepted and went the first day, and it was not the program for him. The student did not was not good at, had behavior issues, okay? So the student did not fit in. So what does that leave the student? They had to rush to find another school, right? The parents had to rush to find another school and never go back to that school. Now, this could have all been avoided if there was communication between the parents and the school and the parents. If the parents asked questions, if the school was more forthcoming with the information, then this could have all been avoided, because this put a lot of stress on the student trying a new school environment and then leaving it and then finding another new school, because we did not have room in the program for the students. So the student went to another school down the street, another district school down the street. So it all could have been avoided, with more communication. Miss Caton, she teaches pre-K and kindergarten. She's a physically impaired teacher. She teaches physically impaired students, pre-K and kindergarten. And she has her viewpoint on charter schools is the funds aren't being known where they're going. The funds are unknown location, no one knows. Students with disabilities have parents who can't transport them back and forth. So they are losing out on going, and they can't go because they don't have transportation. There's no transportation to these charter schools. It is up to the parent. And so many parents are working. How do they have time to drop them off and pick them up? And the lottery system, they don't understand it. So those students are being left behind those students are being left behind. And not all charter schools have physically impaired programs or special education programs. The teachers, there's a high turnover, and there are no unions. So the support for teachers at charter schools are not good. If they get into a bind, into a situation, that's what a union is for, to help the teacher. Charter schools don't have any help for the teachers in that regard. So that's why she does not like charter schools. And all in all, it's the parent's decision. And this is the main point today. It's your parents' decision to what school they want to send their child to. The most important thing is to know all the facts about it. Excuse me. If you don't know the facts, then you need to find out. As Albert Einstein would say, the only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. So my education, my place of education, is when it interferes with my learning if I don't have a good place to go to. You got this, and I want you all to have a good day. Thank you. So, call to action. This is the call to action I want to tell everyone. Communication is key in these situations. It is up to the parent to do their research, to go on social media sites, find the information, go on the website, find student groups or groups, parent groups about the school, and find out information that way if you can. Go to the informational booths and find out as much information as you can about the school. Is charter school right for you? Is a district school right for you? You need to figure out exactly your plan and to ask your child, what kind of things that they want in a school. Communicate with them also so you know if this is the right school and they're going to thrive, go for it. If it is not the right school, don't go for it. What is right for them? Charter school, district schools, there is a right answer for everyone. It's just having communication with the school, with your child, and also finding and researching. Research, and communication. Those are the number 2 things. And take a tour of the school. See the school. Don't just, even for district schools where you're zoned, if you want, if they're able to do a tour, take it the tour so you know what's going on. I had, a different situation, I was able to see the school because I worked there. So it's totally different from parents that are working there versus parents that are not working there. They can actually see what goes on and they know the teacher side of things. So it's just all about understanding, but it's good to get the word out and for parents that don't teach there that they have this information. Thank you. Have a great day.